the sister of Lois Lane. And on top of that, Lucy is dating Jimmy Olsen. So, after Kara randomly lands on Earth, the first person that she befriends has not one, but two connections to co-workers of her cousin. Do you know the odds on that?
Approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
But that's not even the most insane part of this scene. Are you ready for this? Lucy is reading an Incredible Hulk comic. A character in a movie based on a DC comic is reading a Marvel comic. The repercussions of this time-space paradox would be unspeakable.
Superman, are you okay?
I'm fine. Get back to crowd control.
Ooh, that's creepy. So we cut to Selina, who has decided to use the MacGuffin for magic. Just go with it. And her first order of business is not to take over the world. No. That would make too much sense. No. Her plan is to make the gardener from the private school fall in love with her. That's it. That is her only scheme in this movie. I cannot make this up. Over 40 minutes of this horrifically stupid movie are dedicated to Selina trying to get the guy that mows the lawn to trim her hedges instead, only to be rejected. And every time that she's rejected, she retaliates with some moronically over-the-top magical attack. And then of course Supergirl shows up and saves the guy in the nick of time. And never during any of these scenes does Supergirl make one single effort to get the MacGuffin from Selina. Just to remind you, your people are dying! Hell, Supergirl doesn't even question for a second where Selina got her magical powers from. Which is understandable. She doesn't have time to question things or save her people. She's got dates to go on.
No, she can't. Something's wrong. She's in big trouble, and I love her. I love her.
Oh my God, somebody hit him. Thank you.
What happened?
You got hit on the head by a coconut.
And now, fanboys and fangirls, it is time for my favorite scene in the movie, where Selina decides to retaliate for Supergirl stealing her man by sending a giant invisible monster to kill her. Allow me to repeat this, just in case it didn't sink in the first time. In this big-budget superhero movie produced by Warner Brothers, the heroine fights an invisible monster. Yeah, they're officially cutting more corners than the paper from Battlestar Galactica. Some of you will get that joke, most of you won't. But that's not even the best part. Are you ready for this? In order to defeat the invisible monster, Supergirl grabs a lamppost, flies into the air with it, catches lightning with it, and then somehow, someway, fires the lightning at the monster, killing it.
There are so many reasons why that shouldn't have worked.
So after wasting 2/3 of the movie chasing after Weed Whacker Joe, Selina realizes that she can totally use her powers to, like, take over the world and stuff. So she creates a mansion on top of a mountain and kidnaps all of Supergirl's friends because, no reason really. There is no way that she would know that they are Supergirl's friends. This literally happens so the supporting cast can get more screen time. The end. Luckily, Supergirl is there to save them.
The Omega Hedron, Selina. I want it.
Oh, now you want it.
Ethan!
Oh geez, another invisible special effect. Hold on. Where have I seen this before?
Oh my God! He's turned me into a mime!
Then, somehow, someway, Selina banishes Supergirl to the Phantom Zone. The Phantom Zone is a pocket dimension discovered by Kryptonian scientists, which is used for them to banish their criminals to. My question is, how does Selina know about the Phantom Zone? It took Krypton's most brilliant scientists to discover the Phantom Zone. This bitch doesn't even know how to pay the mortgage. How do I know that she doesn't know how to pay the mortgage? Because she lives in a carnival attraction! A carnival attraction! In the Phantom Zone, of course, Supergirl finds herself without her powers. Okay, that was funny. And by another astronomical coincidence, she finds Soltar there. Yes, his people banished him to the Phantom Zone for dooming their society. That sounds about right. But here's the true hilarity of this scene. It is completely pointless. It adds nothing of substance to the movie. This is literally here to add padding to the movie and give Peter O'Toole more screen time. You could literally edit this scene out of the movie and the movie would still be the same. But just for shits and giggles, the scene goes like this. We have to stop Selina. It is impossible. We have to try. Okay, I'll show you the way out. Holy shit, this is really hard. If it was easy, anyone could do it. I give up. You can do it, and I'm going to kill myself just to prove that you can do it. Wait, what? He's dead, and his death somehow signifies that I do possess the inner strength to escape this inescapable place. I'm back. Yes, that Phantom Zone scene added so much to the movie. Totally worth it. So the dumb blonde and Grandma do battle. Selina attacks the Girl of Steel with an earthquake. Guys, I first saw this movie when I was 7 years old with my Aunt Dyra. And now I have the distinct pleasure of quoting what my Aunt Dyra said while she was watching this particular scene with me. Fly, you stupid bitch! So after the dreaded earthquake attack for which Supergirl had no defense for, Selina attacks her with another giant monster.
Oh, that special
I am
effect.
seriously missing the invisible monster all of a sudden. But Supergirl counters her rubber monster attack by flying around her and trapping her in a mirror. Oh, just flying to the damn credits so we can end this already. This movie supremely, stupidly, and sensationally super sucks. While this movie may have a great cast, great cinematography, and some good special effects, it is so badly written, it's like they just threw a script together 10 minutes before they stopped shooting. So much of it makes no sense. It's inherently out of place, dumb, or it's just flat out pointless.
You got hit on the head by a coconut.
This movie has more padding than a Wonder Bra. In fact, if you were to remove all the pointless scenes that add nothing to the movie, it would be 30 minutes long. But the biggest fail was Supergirl. Helen Slater was a great choice to play the character, and under the right circumstances, she would have elevated this character to new heights. But instead, Supergirl was portrayed as a bland, boring, one-dimensional, highly forgettable character.
Get out of that ridiculous costume
Yes, ma'am.
and cover your legs.
Yes, ma'am.
Hell, Lucy was far more interesting than her. She might have been an obnoxious loudmouth dork, but at least she was an interesting obnoxious loudmouth dork who was even willing to risk her life for others in spite of not having any powers. But the absolute worst and most annoying aspect of this mountain of fail was the villain. The villain in this movie sucks. She is the lamest, most pathetic excuse for an antagonist I have ever seen. And it is irritating that it takes Supergirl 2 hours to find and defeat her. She's Supergirl. She's fought giant monsters, saved the universe. Hell, she even sacrificed herself during the crisis of Infinite Earths. She deserves better. Now, if you excuse me, it is time to banish this horrible movie to the Phantom Zone. Resetting from time travel to interdimensional travel. So that was one busted, thousands more to go. I'm Erod, and I'm the Blockbuster Buster.
I'm so glad I never saw that movie because it looks cheap if you ask me.